Well, this is one old radio. I tried it, it's not working, so and there's some obvious damage. So we're gonna go ahead and scrap this just to get an idea of what these things used to be made of. Come on, let's dive in. Now you can see you used to be able to put batteries in here or plug it in. That's going to go in my number 2 insulated copper wire. And here we're going to get the brass prongs off of here real quick. Now, we've got some screws. They look like Phillips. We're going to try the number 1 bit in here. Can't tell. I'm going to try it by hand. See if that gives me a better feel for what's going on. Hard to tell with those screws if they came off or not, but I think we got them out of there. All right, now then, we have, this goes to the antenna. Get that little brass bit off of there. Number 3 insulated. And we'll get you guys cut free here. We'll get that transformer out of there. Now, I'm having some problems with my local yard because they don't, come on. They're not buying these as motors or even transformers at this point, so I need to find some other options, but I'm setting these aside for right now. All right, some more number 3 insulated here. And this antenna is going to be brass. There we go. We can throw that in with our brass. Now, let's see, what do we have here? It's going to be a low-grade board. You can tell right away from the look of it. Let's see if we need to get these off in order to get the board to come out. Yeah. You can see how brittle this board is. That's a pretty classic low-grade kind of brittle board thing going on there. Frequently, the low-grade boards are called brittle boards. So we have a lot of capacitors here. We have some tuner kind of stuff. There's an antenna. And you can see here how they had to wire this thread that was used to pulley tuning knobs in here. So I'm just going to throw the whole thing in with the low grade board. I'm not going to mess with trying to go after all this copper that's on here. It's really not that much, and it's really thin. So there really isn't that much copper on there. All right, let's get the wire off of here while we're at it. All right, low grade wire. Plastic. And we'll get the speaker off and throw that in with our shred steel. Well, we're going to try to get the speaker off. Oh, bother. Here we go. It's glued, it's screwed. I mean, it just does not want to play. So let's see here. Yeah, see, it's clipped, screwed, and it's got glue going around it. You know what? I'm not messing with it. Heck with it. It doesn't weigh that much to make it worth the effort. My recommendation, if you get these older radios, AMF band, shortwave band, those kind of things, if they work and you have a steampunk buyer or a vintage, it's really not a vintage thing, but you know, they're older and there may be some people that want to get them for the nostalgia. Try to sell it that way because you're going to get a lot more than the scrap value, because as you saw, there's not much to this in the way of scrap value. I don't know how many times I've had to tell you I'm not interested, so leave me alone. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm so not interested, I'm going to scrap this phone. I'll show you. Keep bugging me like that. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut these gold connector ends off of this telephone wire. And that can go in my number 3 insulated. And this can go with my gold connector ends. Ooh, look at that. That's brass. That's just a chunk of weight. Ooh, man, that sucker's heavy. Yep. Just a big old chunk of some sort of steel, iron, something or other. There's another one up there too. You can see how old this phone is. It's even rusty. But that's just going to be a low-grade board. This is going to be a low-grade board too. Get that rubber off of there. Yeah, that's not even gold E going there. That is low grade, low grade. The screws, oops. That's all right, I might put those numbers aside for the local artists. I'm starting to get some connections to the local art scene here. So I might be able to get some of these keyboards and numbers to the local artists to use. Number 3 insulated copper wire here, at least according to my yard. I'm hesitant to even use the grading system on these videos because they can vary so much from one yard to the next. All right, so that's another low-grade board. These ICs can come off if you want and put them in with your ICs. We'll see how easy they want to pop off. Yeah, there you go. Because frequently they will have gold bonding wires in them. That one's a little too difficult to get out. I'm just going to leave that in there. And that's gold plated in wire in there, so that can go in the gold connector ends. And the same with you. And we can throw that in with our low-grade boards as well. All right, this is all going to be number 3 insulated. Plastic, but I'll use a little screws and with the small shred bits. These can be somewhat challenging to get into. I don't feel any screws here anywhere. There might be something right there. Let's see. Let's get my dental pick. See if we can get that plug out of there. There might be a screw in there. Yes, there is a screw in there. There we go. Not expecting much in here, to be quite honest with you. A weight, maybe. And maybe a brass diaphragm for the speaker. And some wire. All right, we're going to go with the number 2 on these again. And then this was just to give it weight, so when you put it down on the receiver, it would weigh down on the receiver. Rust it up. Let's see if we can pop it out sideways. Yes, we can. So you can just throw that in with your shred. Plastic. This can go in your gold connector ends because there's gold-plated wire inside of that. And we have some more of what my yard refers to as number 3 insulated. So these, old phones from a scrap perspective, as you saw, is not really a whole lot there. If you have any buyers that want old stuff, steampunk, or it's hard to call them vintage. They're not really that old. Maybe they would fall in the steampunk category. There isn't a lot of scrap value in there. So if you do have another way that you can sell them, try to go down that route first. Failing that, there is some stuff that's in there that you can recover. While you're trying to find somebody to buy your old phone systems, check out these videos here. And the round one in the middle is to help you to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode of what? Yeah, this is Shark Scrapper. What do you want?